Sean Yao. The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Trade Department assures the public that Typhoon Odette has not made any impact on the prices of basic commodities as yet. Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez said there will only be price movements if the supply chain is disrupted. Lopez adds that a price freeze will automatically be imposed once an LGU declares a state of calamity because of the onslaught of Typhoon Odette.
Ang kailangan pabantayan dyan, after yung bagyo, kung talaga may na-damage ng mga passage or yung supply chain ay hindi makakaabot doon sa mga groceries or mga specific na lugar, yan po ang kailangang maiwasan o masolve agad para hindi magkaroon ng kakulangan ng supply at maging dahilan sa pagtaas ng presyo.
The typhoon has made its way across several provinces in the Visayas and Mindanao. In San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, major roads were blocked after the typhoon's onslaught. Residents helped to clean the debris as the LGU continues to assess the casualties and damages. Work is still suspended in all establishments in the city today. In Cebu City, Typhoon Odette destroyed the Sugbo Mercado food market and tore through the windows of several buildings at the Cebu IT Park. In Talisay City, their emergency operations command center was also severely affected by the typhoon. Local authorities said that mobile phone signal there was just recently restored. Same goes for Cuyo, Palawan, as shown by images shared by a netizen in the area. Houses in the municipality were badly damaged. Trees were also toppled down by strong winds. And the Surigao del Norte LGU reported 2 casualties in the province after the onslaught of Typhoon Odette. Governor Lalo Matugas said in a statement that the estimated amount of damage to Siargao Island is now at 20 billion pesos. Matugas also said that communication lines in the province are still down. The LGU is now appealing for help from the national government for food and construction materials. In other news, 2 suspects were arrested in a buy-bust operation in Pasay City, but not for drugs, but for selling pangolins, which are considered critically endangered. Arian Calumbiran with the details.
These pangolins were weak and trapped in a fishnet when they were rescued by the Environment Department in a seafood market in Pasay City. Authorities found the pangolins during a buy-bust operation. The agency says the animals were about to be brought to a Chinese restaurant beside the seafood market where they are to be sold for around 25,000 to 30,000 pesos each. Authorities explain the pangolins were illegally caught by locals in Palawan and were then shipped to their accomplices in Metro Manila. The DENR says the surge in pangolin trafficking in the country is concerning as their population is starting to dwindle in Palawan.
Masyadong in demand yung kanyang scale, yung blood, yung meat niya, ginagamit din sa mga Chinese restaurants, no? Yung traditional medicine din na ginagamit, ginagawang powder na sinasabi nila na ito ay nakagagamot. So rampant ang poaching.
During the operation, authorities were able to arrest Rowena Pindot and Joel Quino, who received the buy-bust money worth 75,000 pesos. But the suspects claim they were only hired to bring the pangolins to the Chinese restaurant.
Lately lang po talaga, sinabay lang po talaga yan. Ito po kasi yung transaction namin, parang pinikap lang po yan dyan sa Pasay po.
The suspects vowed to identify the suppliers of the pangolins, but this came too little too late as the DENR has already filed charges against them for violating the Wildlife Protection Act.
Napaka critically endangered ang category nito. So once you nahuli ka dito, 6 years, no? Kada isa ang bubunin mo na penalty na pagkakulong.
The pangolins will temporarily stay at the DENR's office where they will be nursed back to health, after which they will be brought back to Palawan for their release. Arian Calumbiran, We Are One News.
In COVID news, the Health Department logged 582 new COVID-19 infections today. The caseload is now at above 2.8 million, with some 10,100 still active. 8 duplicates were removed from the tally. The virus killed at least 74 more patients, bringing the death toll to over 50,500. 59 fatalities were classified from recoveries. Meanwhile, survivors are now at 2.7 million, with almost 500 new recoveries logged today. 126 of these came from the case count after validation. 1% of some 33,000 tests recently conducted yielded positive results. Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. More Filipinos were thrown into poverty in the first half of the year, according to a survey from the Philippine Statistics Authority. The PSA report said that some 26 million Filipinos were living below the poverty line during the first 6 months of 2021. This is much higher compared to the 22 million recorded in the first half of 2018. A petition for disqualification has been lodged against some candidates for the 2022 elections. These respondents include presidential aspirants Leni Robredo, Pig Lacson, Bongbong Marcos, Manny Pacquiao, Isko Moreno, and Leody de Guzman, as well as Vice Presidential bet Sara Duterte. A certain Efraim Baldomero Defino filed this petition before the COMELEC, saying that these candidates violated rules on early campaigning. Organizers of the Miss World pageant have temporarily postponed the coronation night after several contestants and staff tested positive for COVID-19. Organizers said the finale, to be held in Puerto Rico, will be rescheduled within the next 90 days. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.